Hello, fellow Gooplers and Gooplets. Welcome back to another episode of the Gooper Reel podcast. Oh my, this is like our third one we've recorded this week.
Yeah, we also recorded one, how many hours ago? 3 hours ago?
Yeah, like 3 hours ago.
It's been a busy week.
It's been a busy week, yeah, but like it's fun though.
It is fun, but it's tiring.
It's like tiring, but like feel good about it, so.
Yeah, so this one I'm actually the most excited to do out of the three we've done. We've done Oppenheimer this week, and we've done Mystic River this week, which you guys hopefully would have seen or listened to already.
Well, the Mystic River one.
Yeah.
Oppenheimer one isn't out yet.
Oppenheimer is coming out in the future.
Yeah, El Futuro.
Yeah. This one though, Alias Grace.
Yeah.
It's a limited series.
Netflix.
Netflix original. It's a great show. 99% on the critic score, 88% on the audience score.
All right.
Directed by Mary Herron. Maybe it's not Netflix. Is it not Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, but it says CBC. That's the network it's on.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, yeah. It's rated TVMA, so not for the kids.
Yeah, don't bring them to the
Definitely
theater.
not for the kids.
Even though it's not a theater thing, it's actually not this time. It's crazy.
It's a history, drama, and a crime. It's in English, thankfully.
Oh, phew.
And it was released in 2017. Now, this is one of my favorite shows. I do like more action-y stuff, but the first 5 episodes I really loved, but the 6th kind of went downhill for me.
Mm-hmm. Should we explain what it's about?
It's there's a little summary right here.
Oh,
Plagiarism's bad, but who cares? I'm just gonna tell my
Change some of the words to goop.
So basically, it's about Grace Marks, immigrant from Ireland that goes to Toronto with her family, and her mom dies on the ship ride over, and her dad is abusive when they get to Toronto, so their dad is actually able to realize he's abusive, thankfully, and he sends Grace Marks off to go work, get away from me. I think that was one of the reasons. He also wanted money.
Yeah, it was mainly for money.
Yeah, but I think because he also the next morning he didn't look happy with himself.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's body language.
At the very least, that's that. And then she kind of just works as a maid for, I forgot the first house's name. Do you remember?
I do not remember.
Well, anyway, this first place, which
This is where she starts. It's where she meets.
Yeah, it's where she meets her best friend Mary Whitney.
Yeah,
she comes into play later, and then after that, she gets transferred to another maid service with Mr. Kinnear, and that's kind of where all the stuff goes down. And this is all flashbacks, what I'm explaining. The story's actually told through interviews that a doctor's having with her. That is Dr. Jordan is hosting the interview.
Oh, yeah.
Main character Grace Marks is played by Sarah Gadon. Never heard of her.
Me neither. Sorry if you're listening to this. Sarah Gadon.
Yeah, so I think since this is a limited series and the first one ever that we've done here, I think I kind of took notes episodically. I watched it 2 times through.
Dang,
so
yeah.
I was pretty committed. I really enjoyed it too. It's one of those shows where you get to the end and you kind of want to watch it again just to see how things like play into fact and like how they build up to the ending basically. So yeah, I watched it again. Let me see if I can find the first house's name because I really want to know. But there's also Jeremiah, who's a peddler. And then he soon becomes a hypnotist.
I thought you were going to say a hippie.
A hippie.
Yeah.
He is kind of a hippie.
I mean, in some ways, yeah.
Yeah.
You have to, watch to get that vibe, but he definitely has the hippie sort of vibe to him. living on the road, as all hippies do.
So
You're a
anyway,
hippie in the audience listening to this. Sorry.
Anyway, we open with this Irish girl that is, I don't know if she's in court when it opens, something like that. And we could tell that she's in some deep doo-doo. She's involved in a murder in some way. So she is sent to a penitentiary. Is that what it's called?
Yeah. It's a big word.
Big word. And she also, for a time, she was sent to an asylum too, where they just like beat her up a lot and were mean to her. And throughout the whole thing, you just feel bad for her because like she is probably one of the most innocent characters in any show ever. Like Grace, not other half of Grace.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, spoiler alert, by the way. I don't care what I say right now. So yeah. She's involved in a murder, and she gets confronted by this Dr. Jordan that is there to interview her from the United States. And he is, throughout the story, he's pretty gentle with her. He's pretty nice. Like, he's a nice guy. I'd say he's one of the better male. Like, a lot of the males in this are abusive and, like, sex-driven.
Yeah.
Whereas Dr. Jordan and another character, James, isn't. Those are like the two good ones, I think, right?
James?
Is it Jamie?
Yeah, not James.
Yeah, not James.
Definitely not James.
Definitely not James. Well, he wasn't necessarily sex-driven, I don't.
Do you remember the end?
Yeah, the end he was, but like...
I think he was just not a great person.
Yeah, it's weird because there's a James and a Jamie. I got them flipped in my head. So Dr. Jordan interviews her and she kind of just tells her past. That's pretty much the first episode where she's going over the boat ride to Toronto and oh my gosh, nasty conditions.
Yeah.
Everyone's throwing up. People are pooping on the floor. People are getting sick left and right. And her mom gets sick and eventually dies. It's pretty sad. And her dad and her kids are the only ones to make it out of that family. Let me pull up my notes because I have some good stuff.
Yeah,
I do.
Got a whole bunch of juicy information.
Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not sure, but we'll see.
Maybe slightly less juicy, a little overcooked, but that's right.
Yeah, she travels from Ireland to Toronto. Obviously, I said that. Oh, and then episode 1. That's pretty much all it gives us. It does show us her going to the first house where she's a maid at, and she meets Mary, a great friend, and like right off the bat, you could tell that this character's good for her, and she's likable for sure, but she's also has some like dark ideas.
Yeah, she's a little quirky.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like quirky or if she like actually. I couldn't tell.
She's a little quirky.
Yeah.
Not a great way.
Grace would always tell Dr. Jordan that, like, she never meant it. She never meant what she said. Yeah. But, like...
she has a dark side, definitely.
I think she has a dark side.
Yeah.
Then episode 2 comes along. And, right now, all we really know is Mary Whitney and Grace Marks. Those are kind of the characters. And then we meet George also later this episode, I believe. And... Grace and Mary Whitney, that's her full name. Mary tells Grace that there's this old maid's tale where if you throw a fully cut off apple peel behind your head and you turn around, it will be like the first letter of your husband's initials. So Grace does it and it's a J. And then Mary does it and she can't even get the peel off the apple.
Dang.
So that tells you that she's...
Is that foreshadowing?
That tells you that something's not going to go right. She's not going to get married. Which now after watching it, we know she was completely like believing that she'd get married. And then George comes to town, which is son of her boss, basically. And we can see some obvious relationship type stuff going on with George and Mary, which is like
It's never explicitly said.
No, it's really subtle. Well, not subtle, but like
it's not said.
It's never said, and but we could tell like George and Mary have something going on, and then all of a sudden Mary starts acting differently, just like out of the blue, and through a bunch of stuff, we learn that she has a baby coming, and she doesn't know what to do because her man doesn't want to pursue the relationship and get married. So he gives her $5 whole.
Dang.
Which, I mean, it is a lot back then. They got paid $2 a month.
Dang.
That's, listening to that now is like, I would just end it all there.
I mean,
$2 a month. I know it meant a lot more back then.
I thought you meant getting $5 to leave somebody alone.
Oh, well,
I thought you meant like, $5. Just I'm out of here.
Yeah,
time to jump in a lake.
And it turns out Mary was actually engaged to. It's George. Come on.
No way.
It's George.
Plot twist.
And George just won't. The promised ring means nothing to him. He won't pursue the marriage. And she is forced to try to get this baby, like, abort it, basically, which is pretty sad. And, it happens, and it's 1843. You can imagine the technology wasn't very advanced.
Yeah.
So she dies later that night after she goes to some sketchy doctor.
And Grace was actually like mad at her for doing that, wasn't she? She was like...
Grace did not like the fact she aborted.
Yeah.
But she did say it was either they were both going to die for sure or Mary was going to make it out. Because she believed that if Mary didn't abort, that she would commit suicide and drown herself.
Yeah.
Which it's a dark show. It's not like lighthearted.
That's the way the second episode is. It's like
don't go into this thinking it's sunshine and rainbows.
It's definitely not.
No. So yeah, the episode kind of, I don't know if the episode ends there, but we hear Mary like get down on her knee, or not Mary, Grace get down on her knee next to Mary while she's dead, and we hear Mary's whisper, "Let me in."
She died though.
Yeah, I did, didn't I?
No, you kind of just said.
Oh, sorry.
You explained that about the baby, and then like you didn't.
Yeah, she died because I said she died the next night.
Oh, I guess, but you didn't say how.
Well, the treatment obviously did something inside her. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor.
I'm not either, so I don't know. I thought you would say. It
has to do with her nether regions.
Oh, I see. Like in Minecraft.
And I'm not a doctor, you know.
Yeah, me neither. So
yeah, something went awry and she died of that. Like her whole like pelvic area was like all bloody, you know, and it was bad. And while she's dead, she hears a whisper from Mary Whitney saying, "Let me in." So yeah, at the time it's like, is she just hearing things or is something actually going on? Then episode 3 happens and Grace is hit on by George a little bit. I have written down.
Yes. Yeah.
Did that happen?
That happened. After.
Because that's what leads her to like want to leave. Because George is like fully pursuing, like banging on her door while it's locked.
Being
like
very
let me in. Like,
weird to say the least.
Very forward towards her, and she just wants to get out. She said something like, "I know he can't get in with the door locked, but eventually I knew he would find a way in."
Yeah.
Something like that. And that makes her want to get out of this situation. But lucky for her, Nancy, I don't remember her last name. Nancy Montgomery comes by.
Dang.
And she offers Grace a job at Mr. Kinnear's place, which she thinks is just the place to go. And we do meet Jeremiah at the old place, the peddler.
Mm-hmm.
We do meet him.
The hippie.
Yep, the hippie guy. We do meet him. Shazam.
Shazam?
Yeah.
Was he in Shazam?
He is Shazam.
Wait, he is?
Yeah, he's Shazam.
No way. He looks so familiar.
Bro is Shazam, Zachary Levi.
No way.
Yeah,
that
bro,
actually
it's
blows my
Shazam.
mind. That's crazy.
So yeah, we do meet Jeremiah. He's pretty kind-hearted. He's nice to all the girls and makes jokes and stuff. And he's a pretty good guy, you could tell.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Grace ends up going with Nancy to Mr. Kinnear's, her second place of employment. She arrives into town and she's getting hit on by some old guy. Like, that just seems like a reoccurring theme. And I don't know how it was back then, but they're constantly just hitting on the maids.
Mm-hmm.
And
making Grace feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Kind of making her feel vulnerable.
She's like stuck on this carriage with this old guy that's like, you know, just like trying to.
That's exactly how we sounded.
Yeah, trying to get a relationship or something, and I don't know. And Mr. Kinnear, her employer, is at the like drop off point, and he sees this guy like being weird with her, and he's like, "Is this your friend Grace?" And then she's like, "No." And then Mr. Kinnear knocks him out, like punches him cold.
Yeah.
And we're like, "Dang, this guy's kind of cool." And then Mr. Kinnear lets her ride like front seat too in the carriage, which is apparently unheard of for maids. So this guy just seems pretty good as a boss. What else happens? So we meet the characters at the new place. Obviously, there's Nancy who visited the old place.
Yep.
She works there. She's a housewife. Mr. Kinnear's the boss.
Well, housemaid.
Housemaid.
Not a wife because.
Well, yeah, housemaid. She is wife-ish.
Yeah.
But she's not. And then we have James McDermott.
I almost said JV.
It's hard. Those names are so similar. We have James McDermott, which he's kind of like a weird guy, just a silent guy.
Yeah, he's kind of.
The dancing.
Weird.
You remember the dancing?
He's just doing a little jig. Man.
When I was watching it the second time, I was like, "Oh yeah, this happens." Like she walks in a stable and James McDermott is like like you can hear banging, like boom, 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 boom. She climbs a ladder and James is just doing a little jig upstairs. It has like no implication to the story whatsoever.
He tried to open his inventory and accidentally emoted.
Yeah, I don't know what bro was doing up there. That was kind of crazy. So yeah, we have McDermott, we have Nancy, we have Mr. Kinnear, and then we have Jamie. I don't remember his last name. I don't know if he's given a last name.
Yeah.
Redhead Jamie.
Yeah.
Redhead Jamie is like this little boy. Well, he's not little. He's Grace's age, we learn.
No, he's younger.
Like a year younger.
Yeah.
But like about Grace's age.
Yeah.
But like he's just this like, I don't want to say cute because I'm not gay. He's
not really, he doesn't have that much of a
he's like super
presence.
childish.
Yeah, he's just not very mature.
What were they calling him?
Like not immature as in the sense of like being.
They're calling him something.
They said he was like a puppy.
He's nothing but a puppy.
Yeah.
Something like that.
In that exact voice.
Yeah, I don't know who said it.
Sorry
That's why I
British
just went British.
Audience.
Yeah, our massive British audience.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, he's just kind of a small, not really like, he's kind of short, but he's kind of just like a, kind of puny.
Nancy and McDermott do not like each other.
Yeah.
That's pretty obvious.
Yeah. Well, McDermott keeps trying to get with, oh, wait, never mind. That's Grace. Sorry, not Nancy.
Yeah, McDermott, he tries to get with Grace, but it is also weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's very forward. That's kind of a reoccurring thing. Sorry, I interrupted you. I just get kicked off.
And then episode 4 comes around and we see that, and Nancy's nasty to both of them. Like, and Nancy's sleeping with the boss too.
Yeah.
So that won't paint a good picture on her.
Grace didn't even catch on to that at first. Like, that just shows like how innocent she really was.
She's
like,
so innocent. And in one of the interviews Jordan did, like he raised up the fact that, did Mr. Kinnear touch you? Like go under your garments or something like that? She's like, why would you say that? That's so disgusting. And then she she gets up and almost leaves because she just doesn't want to think about that.
Yeah.
That's how innocent she is.
Yeah.
She like, I don't know. You could just tell she's so innocent. It's like she did not murder anyone. There's no way. And McDermott and Grace in episode 4 are both kind of shown having their own side of the story. There's a side shown where McDermott brings up to kill Nancy, and then there's a side where Grace brings up to kill Nancy. And yeah, and then that happens, and then later in the episode, it's Grace's birthday, and Nancy wants Grace to leave the house. So she's like, go for a walk for your birthday. And she does. And she meets Jamie in the woods. And then they get spotted together. All they were doing were making like flower crowns.
Yeah.
They weren't even doing anything. Well, Jamie goes like, can I kiss you on the cheek? And she's like, just one.
Yeah, it was really wholesome.
Yeah, it's like literally like two middle schoolers.
Yeah.
Like,
they're both just so like just like really
yeah,
innocent people.
like innocent middle schoolers.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. But that kind of makes you like them though, just like as characters. Like, oh, they have nothing bad about them really.
Yeah.
And then yeah, she gets caught with Jamie by the whole house, and everyone's like ripping on her now.
Well, mostly James and Nancy. Whatever.
Mostly, but Mr. Kinnear says something.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he does say like, who was that you were with?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He actually says the first thing. He doesn't really like advance on her and say,
yeah, no,
shame on you.
He was just like, oh, okay. He was like,
Yeah.
He was like, who's that you were with out in the field?
And I don't know when this happens either, but Jeremiah stops by this house too and tells Grace that he wants her to abandon this family. It's danger, there's danger all around, and there's so much to mention. Because the first time Jeremiah came by, he looked at Grace's hand, and he's like a magician or whatever. He could tell her future, and he just looked so worried after he just looked at the palm of her hand.
Yeah.
So this is like doubling down on that. It's like, you're in danger. You got to get out of this place. Run away with me. And she's down with it until Jeremiah says, oh, we don't need to get married though. Then she's kind of like, oh, I don't want to do that then. And yeah, and Jeremiah kind of just leaves a lot of J names in this show, and that's purposeful because the apple slice read a J.
Yeah.
So I think all the characters that you think may marry Grace, all their names had a J in them, like first name.
Yeah.
Like even Dr. Jordan.
That's it. Like it's his last name, but it still applies.
Yeah. Well, as far as we know, it still applies. And yeah, they both, McDermott and Grace, okay, I'm just going to jump to episode 5 now. Episode 5 is where we get the murder. We get to see at least like a little bit what happened. It's kind of confusing, but basically McDermott knocks her out and they throw her in the cellar, and Grace takes off her handkerchief and wraps it around, or helps McDermott choke Nancy, which she doesn't remember any of this. Like,
this is all coming from McDermott's testimony.
Yes, basically.
Yeah.
And Grace doesn't remember any of it. Like,
hanged.
She's like, I just passed out outside. So that's a little weird.
Yeah.
Because in all the flashbacks, she's down in the cellar with McDermott. Yeah, she helps him kill McDermott, and then Mr. Kinnear comes home, and James shoots him like midsection.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't really help with that one, but
she's just there.
Yeah, she's just there.
She literally doesn't even talk to him, I don't think. She doesn't even talk to.
And then McDermott and Grace flee, and McDermott's all about, oh, we got to get married. We gotta give ourselves aliases so we can't get found. And he's all about like staying sneaky, but they do get caught in a hotel room. I don't know where they ran off to. Doesn't really.
They were just going.
I think they wanted to go to the States. I don't know if they made it there.
Yeah.
But that's where they wanted to go. And yeah, they get caught, and that's kind of where we are now. And then Dr. Jordan has a speech that he gives to a bunch of scientists, and we see Jeremiah there, which is like, huh?
Yeah.
What was his name? Do you remember, like, his second name?
I don't.
It was something with a J.
It was something with a J. It was like, no, I don't remember.
Like,
It's
Jerome,
something-
I think.
Yeah.
Jerome.
Yeah, it was Jerome.
Yeah, so Jeremiah, we see him, and now he's named Jerome, and he's a full-time hypnotist, which he definitely found his way back to Grace somehow. Like, he wasn't here just as a coincidence.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I can hypnotize her. I can help get this information that she can't remember out of her head. So then the next day he hypnotizes her, and we see Grace talk at first, and then eventually she changes voices and like accents because she's Irish. Her accent changes completely, and she starts talking about like nasty stuff. And this is Mary Whitney talking, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Like her soul.
Yeah. See, this is episode 6, and this is where the show went downhill for me because I don't love the direction they went.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Like, I still love the show, but the direction they went with it, like, kind of just like souls going into someone and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little weird, but it is what it is. It's
a big like twist that
yeah.
Grace didn't really know that any of this stuff was happening.
Yeah. Every time Mary took control, Grace was just passed out and didn't know what was happening. So Grace got knocked out after McDermott hit Nancy. And then Mary woke up in Grace's body and went down and finished the job with McDermott. So Grace never lied.
Yeah.
She's still the most innocent person.
She's just remembering the stuff.
Yeah, she just can't remember everything because she gets knocked out, and then Mary wakes up in her body.
Yeah.
So, and we do see Mary take control of her too, really early on. But like, it's kind of just weird. She's like, "Where's Grace? Where's Grace?" And they're like, "You are Grace. You are Grace. Mary just died." She's like, "Where's Grace?" And then she like falls over, and that's all we get. But it's hinted at before. I kind of saw it going this way too before it happened. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just kind of whatever. A great show with a mediocre finale is what I call it. I don't know what you thought about it. The like souls of.
Well, okay. So, watching this show, I kind of just almost discounted what after Grace's mom died, and then it was just like, oh, her soul is gonna be trapped on the sea now forever because the window wasn't open. And then when Mary died, and then they found out the window was open, I was like, or wasn't open, I was like, oh well, and that means her soul might be trapped in there. And it kind of reminded me of what happened on the boat with Grace's mom. And then when Grace was like taken over by Mary, and then she was like saying, "Where's Grace? Where's Grace?" That was like, to me, that was like, oh, okay, so her soul went into like Grace.
Yeah, that was pretty obvious to me also.
But after that, like,
but
I didn't.
It disregards itself so quick that you just kind of forget that it happened. And
Yeah.
oh, that was just something weird that happened.
I mean, the world building of the show is so good that like you get brought in, really well. Like, just it's such a compelling.
Oh, the first 5 episodes, you just want to know more.
Yeah.
That's literally why it's such a good show.
And you feel like you're there. Like, she's just talking to like a therapist, basically. He's not really a therapist. He's a doctor, but he's just listening to her to sort of get the information out. What I didn't really like about the finale, so like I love the whole show too. Like, it's a really good show.
Yeah.
And I definitely would watch it again too. The one thing I didn't like about the end, I think it was okay that they went the direction of like the souls. It maybe wasn't the best way to go, but I just thought like it was kind of weird what they did to Dr. Jordan's character at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So he had been like listening to Grace, and he had been like fantasizing to be with her and stuff. But then like at the end, he got really like almost angry when he didn't believe that like Grace and Mary could like have swap eyes. Like he just could not understand that. So that he just like runs off and then basically becomes almost like brain dead because he goes to fight in Civil War and gets like injured, and then he is just like he can't move or anything. I guess he's not brain dead, but he basically is unresponsive. Yeah. And so I don't know. To me, that I don't know. I didn't really like that. That doesn't mean it was bad. It was just a little bit like
episode 6 felt super like there's so much happening. Mm-hmm. Like they wanted to conclude every character. Like this happened to this person. This happened to this person.
And it was still a well done episode.
Yeah,
but
some of the direction,
the director is obviously very talented, and so she did a good job in making a rushed sort of story at the end.
Yeah,
feel still what do you call it? Like satisfying. Like it still was a satisfying resolution in my eyes. Mm-hmm. It could have maybe been a little better, but it felt rushed. But
yeah, we didn't even talk about it, but after this event of her getting hypnotized, she gets let out 15 years later after that.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing she served her whole sentence.
Yeah.
Like that, none of that stuff mattered, basically. She still had to serve her whole sentence. That's why Dr. Jordan did it in the first place. He wanted to get her out.
He wanted to see if she did it.
Yeah,
he didn't necessarily want to get her out because remember
he did when he started talking to her.
Yeah, but then there were the people talking to him, and then they were like, "Will this help Grace get out?" And then he was like, "Well, I still need to see if she did it." Like, so he changed as the show went on, didn't he?
Yeah, he definitely was fantasizing about Grace too throughout the whole thing. It's a little weird, but he still was like he kept to himself until the end. He kind of went on. I think it was episode 5 where like he was imagining himself sleeping with Grace, but he was actually like sleeping he actually like pursued his landlady.
Yeah, who kept trying to like do advances to him.
Yeah,
and he just didn't want to like have anything for her. And then like
he was imagining if she was Grace, and yeah, I don't know. He went downhill as a character, but you like him through the first 4.
I don't know if he went... Well, I guess not like as a character as in him or like a character as like a written character.
Like him as a
yeah, okay.
His choices, his
I agree
actions.
With that. Yeah, he made like worse decisions as it went on. But it made it like felt natural.
Yeah, it gives everyone an arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what happens, she gets let out 15 years later and she ends up running into Jamie, the little boy.
Who now is a little man.
Who is a man, yeah.
He has a beard.
Yeah, he has a beard.
Big red beard.
And she marries him and she has a happy life.
Yeah, fairly happy. I mean, she has to remember all the horrible stuff. But
yeah, and she makes a quilt. I didn't really understand that. She has like 3 triangles. One is from Nancy, one is from her, and one is from...
Mary Whitney.
Yeah. Which, that's not... I didn't see Nancy as a part of her. Because she kind of said, "Oh, Nancy's a part of me."
I suppose you could see it as that was part of her life. You know?
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
but she was like saying she's part of me. Like Mary Whitney's part of me. I get that she's like a best friend.
Yeah, that's a little weird. I don't know. Maybe
Nancy didn't really fit in my head.
Yeah,
like more so maybe it should have been like her mom or something. But
yeah.
It was a great show. Like,
oh yeah,
the first 5 episodes were like
so good,
awesome. I did not want to put it down. And episode 6, but in the grand scheme of things, it does what a show should do. It gets you to the finale. Mm-hmm. You aren't going to watch 5 episodes and be invested and be like, I don't need to see this finale.
It kind of did make me want more too. So, that's always a good thing.
No, yeah, I wanted a lot more.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily want more of the happy life at the ending. I wanted more in between,
So that's kind of something to think about. Is it, so it's good for something to, have where you want a show or a movie to have you want more, right? Yeah. So does that mean a good ending to a show should be sort of like almost like rushed or like have kind of a cliffhanger? Like,
rushed, no. Cliffhanger, it depends if you're gonna like make more.
Because with this show, with Alias Grace, like I felt like episode 6 was really well done, but it felt slightly rushed in a way in a way that made me
If
want
this was-
more. Not that it was a bad episode.
If this was 8 episodes, it
Yeah.
probably would have been almost perfect.
yeah,
with
like that's what I think too.
And I have a theory that this was made like originally as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like in someone's head, this was a movie. It just has the structure of a movie. We just talked about Oppenheimer. You guys haven't heard it yet, obviously, but we just talked about Oppenheimer, and this follows like the Oppenheimer format.
Yeah,
Like we're having an interview, then we're going flashback, interview, flashback, till the very end where it all culminates, where the timelines kind of merge into one.
yeah,
And it's a lot of things do that, but I just think it's funny that Oppenheimer does it too.
yeah. And this is longer than Oppenheimer.
Yeah, this was 4 hours and 30 minutes, I believe. 45 minutes an episode. It's not that much of a commitment.
Easily bingeable. Easily bingeable.
That's why we did it, because we could get it done somewhat quick. We are college students after all.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was Alias Grace. I don't know where it ranks on my shows, but in terms of Gooper Reel content we've done, where would I put it? Is the question.
You want me to go first? You went first last time.
I
It
did.
gives you a little more time.
Go ahead.
I would say, so it's a show, so it's a bit different, but I would honestly give it a 95. I just loved how it really pulled me in, really kept me invested. There wasn't a time where I was like, I need a break. I was like, no, I mean, I always give myself a break between episodes of anything I'm watching. So I did take a break, but it just,
It immerses you.
It's very immersive. Yeah. And coupled with it being very well directed, very well written, really, and just very colorful too. Like, it was colorful when it needed to be. When it didn't need to be colorful, they made sure to have grays and stuff, but it was still very bright, which is nice, and it definitely suited everything well. So I would definitely give it a 95. It's just really well done.
Yeah. I'm going to line up with you on that one, 95.
95?
Because everything, to me, everything is perfect until the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be out of their hands. Like with contracts, some contracts, you have 6 episodes, you have 45 minutes an episode. That's all you got.
Yeah.
It could be out of the director's hands.
Mm.
Studios, my thought is there's no way this is how it's supposed to be, but I still think it's a 95.
Yeah. Like, it's still so good. It
Yeah.
just, you could definitely
The fact that it gets
there
you-
could be more.
Yeah, the fact that it gets you to the finale, like, and you're thinking this could be a perfect show. Well, in my head, like, makes it good because it got you there. So,
I mean, there are shows similar in this like time frame too, and just general feel like that shows like that my mom watched and stuff that just like last seasons. So like,
yeah,
this definitely could.
this is definitely high-end Gooper Reel content too.
Yeah,
This is. I think I like this better than Mystic River. I think I like this better than Nobody. Currently, I think this takes my top spot. And I also said I like shows better than movies already.
mm-hmm.
So that helps. But I loved it. It's also being like a guy, it's kind of cool seeing this too. Like just how life was and how like nasty people were.
It's a different perspective, and I think
Yeah.
that's what we both really like about it. Like, it shows like, I mean, the director's a woman, and then the main character is also a woman. It shows like sort of a woman's perspective on it all, and like,
Yeah.
kind of how
And-
guys can be seen in
Yeah.
that way.
And
I don't feel offended by it or anything.
as an audience, you pick up on more stuff the guys are doing than Grace does.
yeah,
Because Grace is so innocent.
yeah,
I just can't get over how innocent they made her.
yeah,
They made her like the nicest girl.
very hard to like dislike. Like, can be a little, maybe it's a little annoying to some people how like naive she can be, but that's just because she's just innocent. She doesn't
Yeah.
try to be. It's like you have to feel a little empathy for the girl,
Yeah. There was a few times I think she left out details that she knew about too.
Yeah, she said that at the end too. Like, she told him what he wanted to hear,
Yeah.
but she never lied.
She never lied, but she left some stuff out. Like one of the times I remember was, "Do you have any dreams?" And then she'd say either no or yes, but she wouldn't tell him what those dreams were.
Mm-hmm.
And it was of Nancy dying. So, yeah, great show. I highly recommend it to anyone over the age of 15
I guess. Yeah, 15's good age.
nowadays.
Yeah. I agree.
You second that?
I second that
Okay.
motion.
Yeah, I think this is my favorite Gooper Reel content. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Where would you put it? Like, what's your top 3? Remind me that
Top
we've done
3.
here.
I feel like they're never gonna be like actually consistent to what my favorites are.
Same.
Mystic River probably is number 1 for me.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually put this one at number 2. I really do like it.
Okay.
I have really good memories of watching it too, even though it happened like a week ago. It's still like, watching it was a great experience. And then number 3 is definitely Oppenheimer, just because Oppenheimer is such a good movie.
Yeah. See,
So I can't.
Oppenheimer
rate it
to me, I don't know if I said this, but Oppenheimer to me isn't like, I think I rated it like 88 or something.
more. Yeah.
It's one of the things where I can realize it is a masterpiece, and I do love the story, but to me, it's a little bit like low on the action.
Yeah.
I'm a guy that likes some action
Right.
or some
That's
like
fair.
super dark drama, which is what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And it had drama, and some of it was dark, but
It's more just historical.
Yeah.
It's very good historical.
if you like history, you're gonna love
dramatic
Oppenheimer.
piece of.
That's the
yeah.
thing. I'm not a history buff, so that doesn't help.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you're watching something that it might not be what your favorite genre, but like you're still watching. You could always get something out of a good film, even if it's not in a genre you really like. Like, I could watch a horror movie because I'm not really big into horror movies unless it's a slasher movie, because for some reason,
They're entertaining.
yeah. But like normally I don't really like horror movies, but like you can, like in It, the 2017 It, the cinematography in that movie is usually really well done. There's very good coloring and stuff. That's one thing I like, coloring, like color grading and stuff, and so I can always notice stuff like that. And if it's a good film and I just don't like it, that's just one of those things, I don't know. Maybe I'm yapping.
Wait a second.
What? Uh-oh.
Is he here again?
Yeah, he is.
Trivia Beaver.
Yeah, he's right there on the chair.
Oh my
Gosh.
gosh.
It's really scary.
Bro is getting older too. I'm starting to see some gray hairs.
Yeah. It's kind of spooky scary.
So my question is going to be a little bit different,
Okay.
but I think you'll be fine with it. It will be me reading one of your Letterboxd reviews, and you have to tell me what movie it's from.
Dang. Okay.
I have to find a decent one, though, so do you have one in mind yet?
A decent one?
No, like, do you have a question in mind yet?
Not really, but I'm going to wing it, all right? I
Okay.
got this. Okay. So, let me think. Okay, I guess this is just kind of a question about the Gooper Reel in general. So, which episode? So, okay, you said your favorite, right, was Elias Grace?
Yeah.
Your favorite just in general. So, which one did you have the most fun, though?
Talking about?
Yeah, which one did you have the most fun talking about? And, like, it might not have been your favorite movie. It was just, like, you had the most fun talking about it and, like, the experience of watching it.
I have to remember what we've done. Definitely not Inception.
The killer we got, yeah.
I think
We got Nobody.
I think it has to be Nobody or Zoolander.
Yeah.
Zoolander
Okay.
is fun.
Yeah, Zoolander was fun.
Yeah. Zoolander, I'll say.
Okay, fair enough.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a good answer.
okay, so I'm not going to tell you these whole reviews because they give away a lot of the time.
Okay.
I'm going to like bleep some words out.
Oh, yeah, because I swear a lot. Yeah, totally. That's definitely why.
Okay. So I'll do 3 of them.
Oh.
The bleeps are so good. They should just bleep the entire movie.
Is this my reviews?
Yeah.
The bleeps are so good, they should just bleep the entire movie.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. What was I saying? Okay. Okay. What can you give me the genre? Can you give me a hint of some sort? It can be very broad.
I have not watched this.
Okay.
It has, what genre is it? Musical?
Is it? It's not Whiplash, is it?
No.
Ain't no way. Musical. The what is so good? The songs. Is something about singing?
You rated it 3.5 stars.
Oh, yeah. How did I forget? The Greatest Showman.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like, it should honestly just be musical. The movie was good, but it definitely works better as musical, in my opinion. Yeah. Any more?
Yeah, there has to be more, but I'm just trying to find.
They're too inappropriate.
Here.
Oh.
Don't know why, but this movie made me feel physically ill, and I had to leave the theater halfway through.
Black Widow!
Black Widow.
Gosh, I hate that movie.
Why did you rate it 2.5?
I don't know. Because, I mean, so I could definitely, I don't know why I rated 2.5, to be honest. I don't know. I was going to say something. I was going to say something profound, but.
Number 3, if you want to die, this movie's for you.
Ooh, shoot. Dang, I remember writing that review.
What is a review like that?
I don't remember. Wait, if you want to die, I don't know.
4-star, by the way.
4-star. Oh, dang. I might not. I guess I didn't want to die. What's the genre?
Gives away too much.
Is it animated?
I would say it's relevant right now.
The movie?
Not the movie itself, but the movie franchise. It's in a franchise.
It's not like Marvel. It's Marvel?
Yes.
And it's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
It's not Guardians of the Galaxy. It's not Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It's not the Marvels. It's a 2022 Marvel movie.
No, I didn't say that.
2021 Marvel movie.
No.
2020.
No.
2010s.
No. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Thor, no. Rock. Okay. No.
I'm gonna tell you in 3.
Hawkeye.
2. It's Deadpool 2.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give you a redemption.
I know why. Okay, I know why I
You're
wrote
gonna
that.
get this one.
Yeah.
But this is your redemption.
Okay.
Your mom's the man.
That's from School of Rock.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh wait, that's a banger movie. Do it for the Gooper reel.
Wait, do you know this one?
What?
Ba 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 ba.
Is that Requiem for a Dream?
No.
Oh wait, I did that for a lot of songs. Wait,
What songs?
or a
movies?
lot of movies,
You did?
or not? No, but like in my head, if it has a good score.
Oh.
Oh, Indiana Jones and
Yeah. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh, let's go.
What about Dog?
That's from Big Jake.
Yeah. Okay. Okay,
Yo.
that's enough, I think.
It's enough out of me.
Another Gooper reel under an hour.
Dang, we're speedrunning Gooper reel.
Yeah, well, we are tired. We are strained. We have done 3 this
Yeah,
week.
we're dying here.
We are dying.
We might not make it.
Send us money.
Yeah, give us like millions of dollars.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. if
I don't
you-
know why my mind went to that, but
Yeah, give it to our P.O. Box.
yeah, that we definitely have.
P.O. Box number 69.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's 67. I always get those confused.
Watch Alias Grace because it's amazing. And yeah,
Is that all?
that's it.
We're done?
I think we're done.
We're done.
Do you think we're done?
I think we're done.
I want to go to bed.
Same.
Okay.
All right. Have a gooptastic evening. And remember to watch all of these episodes. Get caught up with the Gooper Reel if you haven't. If this is like first episode in a while, you should go back and listen to some of the other ones because they're pretty cool. And yeah, that's all I got. So
goodbye and good riddance.
yeah,
Is that good to say to the fans?
Bad riddance. We love
Bad
you guys.
riddance.
Yeah.
Sorry, I messed it up. Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye.